Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and I'm standing in front of House Garden today. We recently did a video on the tomatoes and giving them airflow. Things are moving pretty well in here, except for one little problem I'm noticing, and that we had put in cucumbers at least a solid week, 10 days, almost 2 weeks ago. Is that about right? And I am seeing next to nothing. So cucumbers should be germinating in like 3 days. I had 3 in this little hole and all the rest were gone. So it makes me think the reason why you see this is because I took out the 2 from here and put 1 here and 1 here. But I'm thinking something must have come in and either grabbed the seeds from above or below, and that's why I'm not seeing that. And then I have this one mini me, or the Bay Alpha cucumber. I am seeing one of the south wind here, nothing over here, nothing down this whole section. I'm really disappointed. So before any more time escapes me, I'm gonna go ahead and start cucumbers again, but I am going to start them on the table. I don't know if your households or your gardens are doing this, but my squirrels are in full, they're hungry. They're ravenous modes, eating a lot of babies, and they're getting on my tables. They're getting in things. They're looking for acorns and whatnot, and I think they're destroying a lot of my seedling things. They're making little holes, all in smoothie garden, all up front where the beets and the cantaloupe just germinated. So I'm thinking I'm going to start these up here on the table, and I just made a lot of space here. Let me move these. These are the Lily Crenshaw melons. I'll show you. I'll give you an update on those in just a minute. I think, ouch, stepped on. Serves me right for not having shoes on. So the Southwind, the little mini me's, Bay Alpha. Hope I'm saying that right. The Max Pack pickling. And the just in case the Southwind slicer cucumber seeds aren't good, I'm also going to be putting in these Market Moors. Now I've got today, I've got tomorrow, and the rain comes tomorrow, and then Friday we go down in temps. So hopefully these will be able to germinate in these 3 days. Which is why I'm also pushing right now, because then after that we get cold again, which makes it harder to germinate. But if I can get them to start breaking through that seed now, they should be fine. And then all next week is just like beautiful 60s, great for, baby plants. I'll transplant them then. But I'm going to go ahead and do that in just a minute. I want to show you something first. I am now in North Garden, and I've been a busy little bee up here. Some of it you've seen in the recent video where I mowed that, and I did plant the Obsession corn back there. But I wanted to show you, I put a tub right here in this corner especially. Now I'll get the drip line, all that'll be fixed here eventually, and we're going to put watermelons here. But I always, when I drag the hose, if I need to drag a hose and just do a certain area by hand instead of by drip line, the hose always wants to cross this section of North Garden. And so this tub has a purpose, which is it's going to keep my hose from going across plants eventually, across the vines, the watermelon vines. So it is mostly like a big bag of garden soil, then a half bag of potting soil, and then I amended it a little bit with my blood meal, bone meal, worm castings. There's a little bit of 10-10-10 down at the bottom for once the roots get that far. And then this little light part you see on top, I didn't put it around the plants because I don't want, in case it's still hot chicken manure, but I put just a little bit of compost in the top to continuously feed. These are Lily Crenshaw melons. I think I forgot to say that. So they're in there. And then I transplanted out, yes, I guess it was also yesterday. What are those? Zephyr squash, just 4 of them. Gave the other couple of, are going away to another home. And then I was sitting here just hand watering these this morning, and I was thought to my, oh, and also the corn. But I didn't want to put on the irrigation because there's nothing in here. So as I'm hand watering, I'm like, I've got a whole row, well, half row, I don't know, like 10 feet. I think the whole bed is like 20, low 22-ish feet. So I'm like, I have a half row right here. It's doing nothing. So I went ahead and pulled back the soil. Mostly it's the not broken down mulch. I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 red snappers, and then I put in about another 6 or 7 Florida 91s back there. And then, as you can see, I put a little bit more of the potting soil around them, so they'd have something better to put their roots into. And you know, I think a lot of my trouble this past fall was I had this whole part from this way over of this garden had such heavy fresh oak mulch that I think it was what stunted like this and the collards right here, and then it probably also robbed nitrogen from my other artichokes. This one survived for whatever reason, but and the carrots, you know, I struggled with them too. I did multiple sowings, and I think that was the wood chips. So anyhow, when I put the tomatoes in, yes, now they have a more actual soil around the roots themselves, and it is better soil the further you go down. So it's been on here July, I think, of last year. So hopefully, you know, it's starting to break down really nicely. Over here in South Garden, I didn't do too much yet, but I still got a lot of work left to do in here. But I did clear this little spot right here, and I put in my Chef's Choice bicolor plants this morning. I just pulled weeds, amended slightly, and put in the only 4 of those that I had. No, I had 5. That's right. I forgot to tell you that I am actually putting together a little care package of starts, mostly tomatoes, for a friend of mine. So anyhow, this is the other little garden we just sowed recently with the cantaloupe in here and the beans, and on the edge are all of the beets. So that's all doing really, really well. I need to come through and pull the weeds, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my friend and I, we made taco kraut yesterday, which is just, we used 5 heads of cabbage and cilantro, and then jalapenos that I had froze back from last year, and then not table salt. She did most of the hard labor of Himalayan pink salt, and then we just squished it all in together, and so that is curing, baking, whatever, in a dark, cool spot. And then I guess next on my agenda, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, oh no, not if it rains, but anyhow, is to pull these 2 rows in here with the cattle panels, and that's where I'm going to put my paste tomatoes and whatever else I can stuff in there. Let me also show you one last thing, and then I'm walking a little gingerly on that. My right heel hurts. I have done my fair share of weeding right here, and there was more weeds than that. That's just this morning's weeds, of just pulling weeds in our onion bed. I still want to pull some of these peas up and back. They look a little wilty. I think they're not happy with all this heat. Either they're trying to expire on me, but they'll be happy in about 24 hours. So which is another reason for me to get, it's more important for me to get that twine put up there before the rain starts tomorrow. So anyhow, I thought you'd like to see a little update. You can kind of see the onions a lot better now without all the weeds in between there. There's still weeds in there, but there's a lot less than there were. And I probably should fertilize them one more time before the rain comes. That way the rain will do its best job there. In a few days, hopefully we'll be ready to transplant them out in the, within a week, I would say. We'll get them transplanted out there. But, I don't know why. Sometimes the squirrels leave things alone, and then sometimes they are hungry. I don't know if they're, pregnant and going to have baby squirrels in a couple months, but I don't know where my cucumbers are. They didn't pop up like they normally do. So anyhow, we're going to keep them under a little bit more protection this time and get them up and going. All right, you guys, take care. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.